Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our first of the 7 sessions of our 2025 Tennessee Farmers Market Vendor Boot Camp webinar series. I'm Megan Lefew. I'm a marketing specialist in the Center for Profitable Agriculture. We are a department in UT Extension that's a unique partnership between the university and the Farm Bureau Federation. And we work with farmers who are interested in or currently involved in direct marketing, value-added processing, and agritourism. So we're really excited to offer this webinar series for you all as we gear up for farmers market season. Just a couple of announcements. We are going to ask participants to keep your microphones muted and your videos off. We have some folks in some spotty internet areas, and that will help with keeping the bandwidth moving and for distractions. We do have a chat box where you can enter your questions for our speakers today, or if something's going awry that I need to deal with as a moderator, please do that in the chat box as well. Some of you may be interested in using these webinars as Tennessee Ag Enhancement Program educational credit, and the Tennessee Department of Agriculture is offering credit for the producer diversification cost share in the value-added farmers market and agritourism sectors for this course. If you participate in at least 5 of the 7 webinars that we're offering, the separate sessions. How we record that is you watch this or watch the recording later, and I believe by April 30th, if you watch those recordings and submit an evaluation form that asks for your name in there and some information about your farm, where we can record those your attendance and submit those through the Tennessee Department of Agriculture. So don't forget to do that if you're interested in TAEP credit. If you're not interested in TAEP credit, we would love for you to submit those evaluation forms anyway, because we want to know how well we've done with these sessions, but also what else you would like to see in the future regarding farmers market programming or other programming for direct marketing, value added, or agritourism. Along that vein, I'm really excited to have a new member of the Center for Profitable Agriculture staff with us online. And Liz, if you're able to show your video, that would be great. If not, we understand. But Liz has just started toward the beginning of February, so is just a few weeks in. We're very excited to have her on staff, and one of her subject matter topics that she's going to dive into and help support across the state is with farmers markets. So we will get her linked in with everybody and get her started on that realm. We have a question already in here. So the forms are online forms, and so that link should have been in your confirmation email. I will send an email out with it, and at the end of today's session, that there'll be a QR code or a link where you can access that. I'll also put the link in the chat box to you for that evaluation. So it should be easy to find. The first question will be there: which session are you reporting to? So you'll select the February 27th session with this session title and be able to complete that in just a couple of minutes. So we'll try to make it as easy as possible for you. Wonderful. I think that is all of the housekeeping I have for you at this time. So I'm very pleased that we have a trio of talented, experienced, and knowledgeable women with us today from the Tennessee Department of Agriculture Business Development Division. Casey Troop, Sarah Emery, and Rachel Sullivan are joining us to share some of the many resources that they have available for farmers markets and for farmers market vendors. So, ladies, I'm going to turn it over to you, and you can introduce yourselves and your specific specialties and dive into your information. I will try to monitor the chat box and alert when there are questions, if that's okay.
All right. Hello. Can everybody hear me all right?
Yeah.
I am Casey Troop. I am one of the business consultants with the Tennessee Department of Agriculture in our Business Development Division. I handle agritourism, farmer veterans, beginning farmers, and wineries. And I'll let Sarah and Rachel introduce themselves before we get started in our presentation. And I'll probably keep my camera off after this introduction just to kind of help with my internet.
Hello, I'm Sarah. I'm the director of Pick Tennessee Products and happy to be here. Happy to answer any questions about Pick Tennessee Products, farmers markets, all the things. Yeah, and excited to share.
Hello, I'm Rachel Sullivan. I am the business consultant for grants and look forward to sharing more about the grants the department offers when it's my turn to present. Thanks for joining us today.
So we kind of already covered all of the things we're going to be talking about, but here's our little agenda of the things we're going to cover. Mostly things that pertain to farmers market vendors, but at the end we'll also do just a quick overview of other members of our business development division in case you're doing things outside of the farmers market that you may need their assistance with. Oh, this is our team. You can see Rachel, Sarah, and I are on here with our emails and contact information, as well as all of the other members of the business development team. So feel free to take a picture of that, or I think you'll have access to these slides later, so you have everybody's contact information. And Sarah, I'll let you jump in with Pick Tennessee Products.
Okay, hello. So Pick Tennessee Products, if you don't know, which I'm hopeful that at least some of you are already members. This started in 1987, and we currently have over 3,000 members, which is really incredible that the program has gotten this big and it only continues to grow. So we're so excited. Two of our big events that we have coming up are the TGCSA Pick Tennessee Products Pavilion, and that will be in Muscle Shoals, Alabama. And there's some meeting things before receptions, dinner, and then on the Wednesday of that expo is the big opportunity for our producers to meet with suppliers and buyers for grocery and convenience stores and get to pitch their product to those people, which is a really exciting opportunity. And we've seen a lot of success come from this in the past. And then,
Sarah,
of course,
I'm sorry. Can you tell us what that acronym stands for, please?
Tennessee Grocers and Convenience Store Association. Yes,
Awesome.
that's a
Thanks.
great question. Yes. Um, and then we have the Wilson County Tennessee State Fair in August, and we will have the famous Pick Tennessee Products Experience there. And we'll have the store going and some demonstrations and some fun new things too this year. So stay on the lookout for that. Go ahead and mark your calendars. And I'll have a little bit more information about that here in a minute. So we're also working on a mobile store, which is super exciting. We're getting very close, I hope, to this truly becoming a reality. So keep an eye out for that. This literally will be a semi truck and trailer that travels the state with Pick Tennessee products in it to sell at various events. So it would be truly a game changer for our producers, and really excited to be able to give them that exposure across the state. And one of the other big things we're working on is a new app and website. So if you've noticed, the Pick Tennessee Products app right now doesn't work that great, especially if you're on an Android. It is out of service with our tech support, and so they can't do any updates or fix any bugs or anything within either of the app stores. So, long story short, we're working on a new one that's going to be better than ever, hopefully there's going to be a forum so producers can go on and say, hey, either I need 10 bushels of apples, or I have however much of a product. Does anyone want to purchase it? So that we can hopefully bridge that gap even better with producers and consumers, or producers and buyers or suppliers, to help y'all upscale, but then also help just continue to get local produce and products into the ecosystem in Tennessee. Okay, Casey, next slide. Okay, so talking about the fair, this was the store last year in 2024. So if you look at the floor plan that's at the top of the screen, the top right corner of the floor plan was the store in 2023. So it was just that area. In 2024, we expanded the store to the entire building, which was truly amazing. We were able to get so many more producers' products in there, and hopefully this year we'll be able to get even more. So you can kind of see the pictures at the bottom. The first picture, the last picture, those two are of the front of the store. So back before you even got to where the store was the year before. So anyway, it was really, really amazing. The building stayed packed, and it was just a fantastic time and a great opportunity. So this is the agritourism wall, and it looks like the meat wall is not there, but similar. They look the same. The meat wall is just black and white and looks more like a crafty, think butcher shop aesthetic. And that's an opportunity for meat producers to be able to have their business advertised during the fair, since we can't sell meat at the state fair. And then what you can see the picture of is the agritourism wall. So last year we wanted to be able to include agritourism, since there's not really another way to promote agritourism in the store necessarily. And so we had this map that had farmers markets, farm stays, agritourism operations, wineries, breweries, distilleries, cut flowers, anything you can think of was probably on this map. And it was a huge success. People loved it. It was really colorful. And it was just a great way for these producers to be able to participate and have their business advertised during the fair. So if you are not a member, this is how you can apply. Go to picktnproducts.org, and then you'll see kind of on the top right of that page, there's a button that says apply now, and just click that and it'll pull up the application. And it's a very simple application, may take 5 or 10 minutes. This is what the application looks like. It kind of spells out some of the guidelines and what your requirements are. And yeah, please do that. If you have a product that's made in Tennessee, or a farmer's market in Tennessee, or anything else you can think of, you can always ask me if you think if it's included or not. I'm happy to answer any of those questions. But if you are already a member, let's make sure that we have our listings up to date. So if you need to make any changes, Casey just put that in the chat. You can email pick.tn@tn.gov, and make sure you say what your business name is whenever you're asking for those changes. Sometimes it's hard to decipher what the actual business is if you don't give me the name. So I think that's all I have. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to help. Go Pick Tennessee Products.
Sarah, we have a great question. What is the fee to join PickTN?
It is free.
Awesome.
Yes, so it's free. 5-10 minutes to fill out. Easy peasy.
Absolutely free. Do you have any tips on how to make your listing most effective for farmers market vendors?
Yes, keep it simple. There's an opportunity for a little description for a farmer's market, I would suggest spelling out exactly where you're located and any details you can give just to help take any barrier out for consumers to come visit. Just personally, like that's an anxiety that I have about going to farmers markets because sometimes, they're pop up and you don't know exactly where they are. So being able to spell that out as clearly as possible, I think is honestly just best practice. And I think that's the best thing you can do, and keep it up to date. A lot of the farmers markets are not up to date on contact information, and if the market has moved or the times. So I would check that out and send me your updates.
Great. So a vendor could tell some of their farm story, and they could indicate in their description maybe which farmers markets they could be found at. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. And whenever you apply, you tag if you there's a section of the application that's called method of sale. So if you sell at a farmer's market, you would click that and then you can list all the farmers markets that you go to.
Wonderful. And I love now I was looking now you can connect to individual vendors' social media and website. Do they have a vehicle a method to add a picture or anything?
Yes, you can upload a logo or photo to the application. And if you want to add that, if you're already a member and want to add that, just send that image to that email and we'll get it uploaded.
I think those are wonderful additions that have come in the last few years as technology's evolved and had more great ideas. Thanks for your leadership there. Oh, another question. Can PicTN be used for individual farms like an on-farm store, or is it just for farmers markets?
Great question. It's for everybody. So no, it is certainly not just farmers markets. We have meat producers, we've got cut flowers, we've got honey, sourdough bread, artisan items. So no, yes, everybody can apply. You don't have to be a farmer's market, and you don't have to sell at a farmer's market either, in order to be on there. There's people who, like Little Debbie or Grab the Gold, those protein bars. Those are in grocery stores, but they are still members of Pick Tennessee Products. Did that answer your question? I feel like I maybe didn't, but
yeah, on-farm retail is on there. Farm weddings, pumpkin patches, all of those things. Get on the site and kind of explore a little bit and see the possibilities. You might find some new neighbors you didn't know were on there offering things. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Okay. If anyone has more questions about Pick Tennessee products, please put them in the chat. I wanted to kind of add on to another layer of Pick Tennessee products with our Homegrown by Heroes program that we have partnered with in Tennessee. So this is a program that is part of the National Farmer Veteran Coalition, which is a networking and education group for veterans who are getting into agriculture. And they have a marketing program very similar to Pick Tennessee Products called Homegrown by Heroes for farmers and ranchers and fishermen who are military service members, prior service members as well, that have gotten to the agriculture community and are selling their product direct to consumers as another way to share your story and to market your product as a veteran produced product. So first, you must be a member of the Farmer Veteran Coalition. It is a free membership to join them. You have to apply through their website, which is linked here, or this QR code will take you to their website as well, where you first become a member of the coalition, and then there's a separate application where if you are wanting to use this logo, you fill out another application, again, through their website, that you can find the link or that QR code with to apply to use their logo. You have to be at least 50% veteran owned, and if it's a value-added product, there must be 50% of the ingredients in your value-added product have to be veteran produced as well. But for things like fruits and vegetables, meats, and those kinds of things. As long as you are the Homegrown by Heroes member, then it's not as quite as complicated there. So we recently, in the last year, we've been working with Homegrown by Heroes for a long time now. But last July, on the 4th of July, we announced this new logo you see on the screen. We call this our merged logo, and it is a way for folks who are Tennessee producers and Pick Tennessee Products members and Homegrown by Heroes members to share their story in one easy, visually appealing logo. So this not only tells folks that you are Tennessee produced, but also tells your customer that you are veteran produced. If you fall into that category where you are a Tennessee farmer veteran and you want to learn more about this, please reach out to me and we can kind of talk more into it. I can help connect you with the Farmer Veteran Coalition to get your membership going with them and get you what you need to do in order to be eligible to use this logo. If you are already members of both Pick Tennessee Products and Homegrown by Heroes, just shoot me an email and I will get you the logo over to you so you can start using that. And you don't have to be a member of both. If you just want to use Pick Tennessee Products, that's fine. If you just want to use the Homegrown by Heroes logo, that's fine as well. They're not conditional on each other, but we would love for more folks to be able to use this merge logo and, again, share that story of being a veteran and a Tennessee producer. So that's just another way that you can help tell your story when it comes to talking with people at the farmers market. We've got really great banners that have this merge logo on it that we can send you that hang in your farmer's market booth. They're a bright, pretty green color with the logo in the center, so they're very eye-catching for customers to see. And then we also have some price cards that we just recently got that are dry erase if you want to write your prices of your products on there, and then you can easily wipe them clean and change them out if you need to for different markets or different products as you have them available. So again, you can reach out to me to receive those Homegrown by Heroes branded items. Does anyone have questions on this? I'm not seeing any in the chat. So we'll let Rachel jump into grants.
All right. I would say that if you are interested in Pick Tennessee Products signage, we have that as well. So we've got some posters and we've got some flags that you're welcome to. We've ordered those for Pick Tennessee Products members. So just reach out to Sarah, the PickTN email address, and we'll get that in the mail shipped out to you. So now let me cover grants, and we have price cards as well for Pick Tennessee Products. So there are multiple grants that are offered by the Department of Agriculture through business development. The one probably that people are most familiar with is the Ag Enhancement Program. That program has been around, I believe we're coming up on the 20th year of Ag Enhancement. It is funded each year by the General Assembly. And as is the Ag Enterprise Fund and the Ag Track Fund. The application period each year for Ag Enhancement is October 1st through 7th. And the program is now 100% online. We've been moving that direction for a while. And this year we were able to accept all applications online and seem to work out pretty seamlessly. So be looking for, your able to upload your reimbursement request and take care of all the documentation that's needed through the website. There are multiple program areas that fall under TAEP, and most recently we've added the Swine Producers Program. There's also, most of you are probably pretty familiar with the Producer Diversification Program. If you have questions about Ag Enhancement, you can reach out to Jan Keyser, and I'll drop her when I'm done speaking. I will drop her phone number and email address in the chat box. So the grants that I'm responsible for, the Ag Enterprise, the first one I'm responsible for is Ag Enterprise Fund. That is a grant that awards funding to starting or expanding agricultural, food, and forestry businesses, nonprofits, local governments, and other entities that are located in Tennessee or entities whose projects will be located in Tennessee. The program focuses on value added and processing projects that benefit other producers or forest landowners. So, successful grant recipients must demonstrate a strong potential for impact on the local farm income, increase access to markets, increase capacity, or ag innovation. Priorities given to businesses located in at-risk or distressed counties, or counties that are adjacent to at-risk or distressed counties. Now, AEF and AgTrack are both competitive grants. We review grant applications on a quarterly basis. For AEF, the next application period is, or the deadline for review, when the next review period is April the 10th. The website for AEF is there on the screen. It's a $100,000 maximum grant award for AEF. And then we have AgTrack, which is what I call AEF on steroids. So it is for larger projects. It is one of the newer grants to Business Development's arsenal of grants. The General Assembly allocated $13 million additional dollars to the AEF program last year. And in this year's budget, which the General Assembly is meeting now and will be taking up the budget for consideration in the next couple of weeks, there is a $15 million allocation for AEF and AgTrack that the governor has put in the budget. So we are hopeful that the legislature will continue to approve that allocation. So this AgTrack addresses large-scale projects that don't fit the Department of Economic and Community Development's criteria. Economic and Community Development has large pots of money, but typically ag projects don't meet their dollar threshold or their jobs threshold. So the program maximum for AgTrack is $1 million, and the same program requirements for AgTrack as are for AEF. So the AEF and AgTrack are both a 25% cost share, and AgTrack is competitive as well. But the website for AgTrack is on the slide in front of you as well. So the Farmers Market Grant Program is a $1,500 grant that's used to market your farmer's market. In order to qualify, you must have a set date and time that your farmer's market is open, and you must have at least 5 Tennessee farmers who are selling at the market each week. And the application cannot be made by just Joe Citizen. It must be made by a city or county government, chamber of commerce, or a local nonprofit. The grant money does not go to individuals. So this year, the state comptroller's office is requiring, in the past, we've just provided a $1,500 marketing grant. This year, you will need to provide your receipts in order to substantiate the grant. The specialty crop block grant we have been awarded, the Department of Agriculture has been awarded for many years now. Unfortunately, we find ourselves in a holding pattern waiting to hear from USDA on this year's specialty crop block grant project. As soon as I receive word from USDA, I will be sharing that on the department's social media as well as on TDA's Specialty Crop Block Grant website. And the Resilient Food Systems Infrastructure Program, the application period, that's a one-time pot of money that we received from USDA. We are administering that grant for the United States Department of Ag. And again, that's a one-time money. And we're going through the approval process of Tennessee's plan for RFSI. So, that's not available for you to apply for that at this point in time. The last grant program that actually skipped over it, sorry about that, the Farm to Food Bank program. So each Tennessean is covered by a regional food bank. There are 5 regional food banks across Tennessee, and they're part of the Feeding America Network. So this is yet another grant that the Department of Ag is administering for USDA. It is a grant that purchases food and beverages, locally grown food and beverages from Tennessee farmers to go to our food insecure neighbors. So producers can't receive a direct grant, but I encourage you, if you'd like to participate in the Farm to Food Bank program, that you reach out to your regional food bank and let them know that you'd like to participate. And when you contact them, make sure you have a list ready that you can share what food products you have or what beverages you have, that so they know what quantity you would be able to assist them with. All the way that TDA wrote the grant contract is all of the money that the food banks have been allocated must be used to purchase from Tennessee farmers and Tennessee producers. So that's just an overview of the multiple grants that business development is administering at this time. If I can help you, reach out anytime or email me, call me. I'll be glad to see how I can help you. Thanks, Megan, for having us on today.
We're so thankful that you're able to join us and share about these great opportunities that we have in Tennessee. Let's see, there is a question in here. When is the deadline for the Farm to Food Bank program? We participated with Second Harvest last year, but we were told that perhaps Tennessee missed the application deadline last year. Will Tennessee be reapplying this year?
Okay, that's a great question. So there was LFPA 1, which is what I assume you participated in, Julie, at the first round of there have been actually 3 rounds of LFPA. The second round, the department was not notified to apply, so we missed that application period. So what we were able to do is, as part of the state's ARPA funding that we received from the federal government, the Fiscal Recovery Group downtown Nashville allocated a portion of the funding that had been not allocated to other projects across the state. They allocated that to the state, and it is essentially the LFPA 2 program. We've just called it the Farm to Food Bank program. So the third round is going to be called LFPA 25. I was notified by USDA several weeks ago that program is going to be available. The TDA has already expressed interest to USDA. We've gotten our name in the hat that we will be participating. So that program, all we've done so far is said, yes, we'll participate. We haven't received any other direction yet. So, but what we will do is completely implement the Farm to Food Bank program, and then we will roll into the LFPA 25 program. So if you're interested in participating, I would encourage you to contact your local food bank that you've already worked with, or if you've not worked with one, it's not too late just to call them and express interest, and be sure and tell them you want to participate in the Farm to Food Bank program. I hope that's helpful.
Great. If somebody can put Sarah's email address into the chat, that'd be great, or I can in a minute. When will the new program begin?
The new program for LFPA 25?
I think so.
We don't know yet. We're waiting word from USDA.
Lots of things are on hold or going backwards
Absolutely.
with that. So we're all kind of on edge about that. Thanks, Sarah, for your email. Are any of these grants more geared to kids who grow or produce from farms?
So we do not discriminate based upon age at the Department of Agriculture. Is that a good legal answer to give? No, anyone is welcome to apply for the grants that we offer. And I definitely, if it is a kid produced product or a kid applicant, I would be sure and put that on the application.
Wonderful. I'm trying to see if I missed any questions at the moment. I think we've covered them all up to this point. Thank you.
So here at the end of the last couple of minutes we have, I did want to cover our other consultants that weren't able to join the call with us today, just so everyone is aware of them. Mike Brown is one that many of you may want to or need to connect with at some point. He is our food business and food manufacturing consultant. So if you are doing any kind of value added processing or value added additions to the items or the crops that you are growing, Mike would be a good person to reach out to. He's very knowledgeable on the Food Freedom Act as well. So if you've got questions related to value added foods or food manufacturing, Mike's information is here on the screen for you. I mentioned earlier that Farmer Veterans is not the only area that I work with. I also work with agritourism, which covers Christmas tree growers and wineries as well. So this is a largely growing area for Tennessee as well as across the country. So if you have any interest in getting into agritourism or into wineries or grapes or Christmas trees, you can reach out to me for assistance on those things as well. We also, Rob Thomas is a member of our team, and he heads up a lot of the reporting side that business development does. So we have a new hay report. If you are looking for information on hay producers or hay that you might be purchasing from a producer, that QR code will take you there where you can find more information about Tennessee's direct hay report. And then similarly, Rob does all of the livestock market news and livestock market grading. So the information where you can listen to those reports and find out more information on those reports and what's in them, or how just to access the information that those reports provide. You can either use the QR codes or there's a phone number there where you can listen in. And then our final one, these folks probably aren't going to be ones that farmers market people are going to interact with, but just in case you have any other things going on your operation, if you ever have an interest to do international trade, Christina Slater is our international trade consultant. Mary Gamble is our row crop and horticulture consultant, and David Newman is our forest products consultant. And I just wanted to make sure everybody had their information as well. I think there was a question about Rob's name, and Rachel put that in the chat for us. It's Rob Thomas.
Wonderful. Ladies, you have provided a wealth of information in a very short time. We appreciate you taking the time to be with us and share that. And it's always nice to make connections, to see faces and hear voices. Thank you, folks, for joining us. Do you have any more questions? We have a great opportunity here with these ladies to ask any more questions that you may have. And you'll notice I'll put the link in the chat for the evaluation. It's a great time to do that right now. It should take you about 2 minutes and you can finish that right away. But we do have a little time for questions if you have some more. Rachel, Sarah, and Casey, I know you all wear many hats and do a lot of work to benefit agriculture and the producers in the state, and it's always a delight to be with you and learn what's most up to date. So we appreciate you taking the time. Yes, if Rachel, Sarah, and Casey are happy to share their slides with us, I will post them on our educational events page on the website, where you can we'll put a PDF on there if that's okay with them, and you can download them from there and And then the recording will be on our YouTube channel, and you can find all of those links on our website. And I will try to put some information to that effect in the next confirmation email that comes out in time for Monday's session. And speaking of Monday's session, we will be talking about marketing, wanting more effective marketing. Look to the consumer. Matt LaRue from Cornell University will be with us. We do have a couple of questions here. Topical products. If you're talking about cosmetics or soaps, lotions, cosmetics type products, then we have some information here. Elena Boyd in my office has, we're putting together some information about that here. And then how long does it typically take to get approved for Pictian products? I applied a couple weeks ago, just wondering.
Yeah, Elizabeth, can you put in the chat what your business name is? Sometimes the applications, depending on what the product is, it goes to different people to further approve, if that makes any sense. So about 99% of the time it gets to where it is beyond my control, but let me look and see if your application is. I can put in the chat. I'll let y'all keep going if there's any other questions, but I'll put it in the chat if I find something.
Absolutely. Let's see. I am getting Elena's email address about the soaps and cosmetics. If you email her and kind of give her an idea of what you're talking about there. We have a great new publications on selling microgreens at the farmers market as well. Let me find that link for you. We worked with the folks at the Department of Ag and Consumer and Industry Services, and Mike had a chance to review it. We worked with our food safety folks. Microgreens are an interesting one. This is about microgreens, sprouts, and baby greens. And then later we'll have one of the later sections, we'll have a regulatory roundtable, and we have several different regulators there, and I'm going to take questions that people have submitted, and we'll have the opportunity to submit during the session and let folks answer questions as well. Y'all have some wonderful questions here. That's fabulous. Wonderful. Thank you all very much. I will put my email in here as well. If you have questions that you did not submit during your registration, maybe for that regulatory panel, or other things, I do not pretend to know everything, but I do know a lot of people, like our amazing speakers here today, and we can try to find answers for you or let you know if it's coming up later. So question about freeze-dried products. It depends a little bit on the product that you are freeze-drying, but that is a manufactured food product. Some of those products can be done under the Tennessee Food Freedom Act, but you could reach out to Samuel Bone for that. Let me find his email address for you. He's the manufactured foods coordinator for the Tennessee Department of Agriculture, Consumer and Industry Services. And he's a great one to ask about manufactured food products. I don't know if Sam will be with us. I know his supervisor, Danny Withers, will be with us on the regulatory roundtable group as well, coming up in a few weeks. Excellent questions. Worm castings. Yes, as long as you're following the regulations for those, which I am not totally familiar with, but we can find a little bit on that. That might be considered under regulated under the uh, farm inputs, the group under the Consumer and Industry Services at TDA. So there might be some requirements for that that would need to be filled. And if you want to email me, I could try to uh, send you in the right direction there. I think somebody in our office has some information that on that I could send you. So frozen berries are considered a manufactured food product, time temperature controlled. So I think you would need to talk to Samuel that I put up there. I would imagine that you would need a manufactured food permit to do that. That is not something that can be done in a home kitchen under the Food Freedom Act because it's time temperature controlled after you're processing the fruit and having to keep it cold. So Ellie's asking, is there a public published complied list of regulatory expert contacts within TDA for farmers market operators to reach out to, or should they or a potential applicant have a question about a specific product? There used to be, and that there is not a current one. A lot of times those questions get posed to extension and come to our office, and we try to get them to the right spot because depending upon the product, it's different. Sometimes it's not even within TDA. But a lot of times people will call TDA Consumer Industry Services, and they have some great folks that answer the phone and try to get the call to the right person. We are working on a updating because just when we think we know what's going on, the legislature changes something and we have new regulations coming out. But we're updating a publication about that summarizes the manufactured food product regulations. But they're so broad. If you're doing beef, pork, lamb, and goat, that's different than if you're doing poultry. That's different if you're doing rabbit and quail. It's certainly different if you're doing, a raw agricultural produce product versus dairy product and so on and so forth. There's lots of different regulations, so it's challenging to do that. But if you have a question, we can we and the folks at TDA and other folks will try to get you in contact with the right person. Thank you, Rachel. That's great. To have the number there for Consumer Industry Services is 615-837-5150. This time of year, they're very busy taking calls, I'm sure. My email's been blowing up too as people are getting ready for a lot more farmers markets to call. Julie, also about your worm castings, that would be up to the farmer's market determining what types of products are that you can sell through that specific market. I don't know if they would limit to, food products and crafts, or if they would um, allow that product there, but that certainly would be worth checking. Wonderful. Thank you all for your time being with us today. And Sarah, Rachel, and Casey, thank you so much for your time and preparing and being here today. And I'm sure generating some more work as people reach out to you to take advantage of these programs, which I know you're happy to do. You're always delightful to work with, even though I know your plate is overfull sometimes. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you Monday back on here with the same link and the same passcode, and we'll do it again the next few Mondays and Thursdays.